I literally can't believe this client asked me to push his hairline back. So I'm gonna show you guys how to push a client back so that they come back every single time. This is the picture that he showed me. We're gonna get straight into the haircut. I'm gonna give you guys 3 key takeaways from this haircut, and then I'm gonna give you guys a message at the end that I wish I would have known as a beginner barber. My name is Jordan Perez. I make $200,000 a year as a barber in Tampa, Florida, and I make these videos to help you guys make more money and give you guys some haircutting tips along the way. So the first key takeaway that I'm gonna give you guys is about actually saving yourself some time. So me or him, we both did not know what length we actually wanted to go with on top. So you're gonna see me go through a couple different lengths. And the reason why was I was essentially lowering down a little bit of his hair, and then I would show him the mirror. Then he would let me know, you know what, let's go a little bit shorter. And that's why you're gonna see I'm gonna go shorter and shorter until we land at that perfect length. That's gonna be a lot better than what I used to do of do the whole haircut, you know, line them up and everything, and then him ask to take more off. Or me wasting 5 minutes debulking everything just to do more off. So now what I'll do is I'll just take a little section, kind of like that big right there, and I'll lower it down and I'll let them see that section. And then what we'll do is we'll either lower it all down or I'll cut that section a little bit shorter so that we can actually see the length that we're gonna do. That's gonna help you guys save some time when it actually comes to lowering down the top. Now this haircut is gonna be like all even with a lineup, but you can see how difficult his lineup actually is. You can see that there's no way I can line him up properly without pushing him back. And he knows that and he's totally okay with it. It's just about doing it in a professional way to where it actually looks good and it doesn't grow in so crazy. Now, you gotta think about it like this, guys. No hairline grows in completely straight and perfect. So every hairline that you're gonna do is a pushback. It's just about doing it in a way where it's gonna grow in nicely, you're not being way too excessive, and you have to be okay with pushing some clients back because you want their haircut to actually look good and you want their haircut to actually last you. So it's okay to push some people back, especially, for example, we're gonna do some ice pick sideburns, so we're gonna have to push them back for that too. This is definitely a pushback, but so is every other haircut on the planet, and so many barbers, and especially clients, don't know this, but how we call it in the barbershop is a professional pushback. It is a pushback done intentionally because your hairline needs it. For example, that corner right there is so much higher than the other corners. So you're gonna see when I start lining him up, he's going to get pushed back. Now you can also see here that I'm going and I'm preparing the hairline with a little bit of spritz. So this has some alcohol in it and it also kind of like freezes the hair in place just to help me get the sharpest hairline possible and keep me more efficient. Now I'm gonna use my super sharp trimmers to go ahead and get this lineup done. Now, if you're gonna be using some sharp tools, you gotta make sure that you're not using too much pressure because then you're gonna irritate your client's skin, and you never wanna give a haircut so sharp that it irritates your client's skin because that's just uncomfortable and we don't wanna do that. Now, my other takeaway that I really wanna give you guys, my third takeaway, is that you gotta be willing, even on the simple haircuts like this, to really focus on the details. So for example, you're gonna see me, and you've already seen me do it, go over the same spot with the guard multiple times. Because sometimes all the hair doesn't feed into the clipper. So you gotta go over the same spot multiple times to make sure all the hair is lowered down to that specific length. Because if not, you're gonna have patches that are longer than others and it's not gonna look good. You might have little patches that, you know, are way longer and it kind of like sticks up like an alfalfa, and it just makes you look like a rookie because it's such a simple haircut, but yet you're messing it up because you're not willing to go ahead and actually be detailed. Now you can see I'm going ahead and I'm just lining it up in the back. That part of the skin is super sensitive. You got to be very careful of that area. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna start getting into this lineup, and I like to leave the lineup towards the end because I wanna be as focused and as locked in as possible. So I like to warm myself up by just going ahead and lining up everything else to make sure to give them the best hairline possible. Now guys, a big point and my message to you guys today, I have to give you guys a message because I believe that if I was to just give you a haircut tutorial that I would be leaving so much on the table. right? I gotta give you guys more than just that. So my message to you guys today is you have to be very, very particular on who you guys are willing to take advice from. Not everybody should be giving you advice. And when I say that, you're gonna be like, yeah, it's obvious. But it's not obvious, right? I was talking to a barber the other day that was looking to get into a course, but yet he saw a review of the course, like a negative review, saying about, oh, you could do this on your own, or it's hard work or whatever, like you shouldn't do it. And it's like, in that moment, you're taking advice from that review. If that guy's looking at the course, it's probably because he doesn't like the money that he's making anyways. And this course was a course about how to make more money as a barber, right? So it's like, why would you take advice from somebody that's making less money than you? Why would you take fitness advice from somebody that's not in as good shape as you, or doesn't know how to even do that for other people, right? Essentially, let's say you were gonna go, and let's say you were gonna get some marriage advice because you want a successful marriage and you're having some problems or whatever. Would you get that advice from somebody that has been divorced 4 times? Or would you get advice from the person that has a successful marriage of 30 years? You should get advice from the person that has a successful marriage. And yet you think it's obvious, but yet every single day in the barbershop, we will take advice from barbers that we should not be listening to. Why would you take money advice from somebody that doesn't make the money that you want, that doesn't have the clientele that you want, that doesn't have the business that you want? It doesn't make sense, but yet we do it every day. You guys will go on Instagram and listen to some guy with followers just because he has followers. You having followers has nothing to do with you making money in the barbershop. Not all the time does followers equal actual money. That's why I'm always gonna start off these videos telling you guys how I'm doing in the barbershop, the experience that I have, so that you guys can actually justify a reason to listen to me. Why would I give you money making advice if I don't make any money as a barber? It wouldn't make any sense, right? And that's exactly what I had to tell this barber over the phone, is you have to stop listening to people that make less money than you. Whenever you're seeking mentorship, it is 100% okay to judge the person that you're thinking about getting this mentorship from. For example, when I found my first mentor, I judged him. And I didn't just judge him as a barber, I judged him in every area of his life, because I didn't want to make money in a way that would have to sacrifice my morals or my values, or, a way where I would have to kind of like scam people out and stuff like that. I wanted to do things the right way. So I found a mentor that was doing that already. And don't get me wrong, I totally understand that. I think it just can come from sometimes, us just growing up and taking advice from our parents or taking advice from some of our teachers in school. And it's just being a habit, but we have to be willing to unlearn certain things and behaviors so we can relearn them. And you can see, guys, this came out super, extremely crispy. I love the way that this pushback came back, and man, it was awesome. I think I nicked him a little bit here, but you can see he's happy, he's good to go, he's ready, guys. I hope that you love this video. Leave a comment down below, either whether it was on the tips that I gave you guys or whether it was just on the message. If you disagree with me, let me know. This was a huge transformation. I cannot wait to see you guys on the next video. I reply to every single comment that you guys leave. So if you guys want to start a conversation in the chat, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next video.